don't think big, don't innovate, because if you do, you might risk your money, you might risk your retirement. This is all a lot of lack. This is a lot of fear, like, instilled in many people, and it becomes something they run away from rather than face. And this is why they remain poor, while the rich, they put the fears in front of their eyes and they fight them. Why? Because in front of their eyes, there's their big dream as well. And this is the most exciting, the most energizing thing you can have. A dream, a goal, an ambition, a vision, an identity of yourself. And this identity is like the North Star. You know where you're going, and you're ready to level up on the way, to break and overcome any obstacle. You want to break every wall in your way. You want to overcome any obstacle to get to that destination you have, because you have a purpose. You have a vision. You're not just playing around. You're not just playing around to have fun. You're playing around to win. And this is the mentality you have to instill in yourself every single day, because society doesn't take days off. Society will keep telling you what to do every single day of the week. Maybe every single hour of the week. You're reminded of where you are and what you should be doing and the people that you should be like. But you get to choose the people who you get inspired from, rather than be a copycat of someone, of society, basically, of the average person in society. Because if you don't dream, if you don't go above and beyond, you converge to the profile of the average person in society. And the question is, do you want that? Some people know just enough that they're not rich, that they never try to become rich. They know just enough to stay where they're at. And this is a big comfort zone for society. And the fact is, society has told you, or has conditioned you, to think in terms of poverty more than you think in terms of wealth. And this is why millionaires are not as common as the middle class, or are not as common as the big majority of the human population, which is around, like, either below poverty or at the line of poverty or a bit above poverty, right? Most people, maybe, I would say, don't realize that society makes them think in terms of lack, in terms of poverty. When you are conditioned to do something, when you are given advice to go somewhere, to do something rather than what you were aspiring to do, you are being conditioned to stay at a lower energy frequency. But when you raise your energy, when you raise your frequency, you start to aim big, you start to dream big, you start to think big, right? You might be going through the motions like the other people. Maybe it's basically the only path that you were walking. You cannot be not walking a path, right? You have to walk somewhere at the start, at first. I would say you have to actually walk a certain path, then you can get to choose or to switch paths. But you have to start somewhere, and this is not, you're not excused for this, but you are excused if you are walking a path you don't want to walk, and you continue walking it years and years and years, and you think in terms of poverty. What happens if I don't walk this path? What happens if I go a bit to the right, go a bit to the left? You just want to move with the program that you've been given, with the path that you've been told to move on, to move forward, dear. Keep going. This is the path. Just get a job, work for 30, 40, maybe even more, 40 years, more than 40 years.